Working in the Mara as a Safaricom field engineer, you get to interact with wildlife, enjoy scenic views as you bask in the sun, and, if you're lucky, catch a beautiful sunset after work. But it's not all sunshine and roses. Situations can also go south, as it did during the El Nino earlier this year, where everything that could go wrong in the Mara did.
It was terrible. We had some areas that never had network for almost 2 weeks, because purely the areas were inaccessible by road. You find that the roads to the particular towers are cut off, bridges have been swept off, we have seasonal rivers which cannot be crossed. During the rains we have Kenya Power challenges. So areas that are served by Kenya Power get cut off, we have poles falling off. So we have to fuel the sites to ensure that the towers are up and running. Now getting the fuel is the problem to the sites. And you can imagine when we have the rains, Kenya Power tell you, we can't access those areas. So mujipange na tower zenyu. So it means you have to take a minimum of like 200 tended liters to a site, and it is raining. That is a very big challenge. We attempt to access a particular site, we are unable. Day one. We go day two, nothing has changed. We go day three, if anything worse, the water levels have gone up. So you have to go back to the drawing board, because now our customers are suffering. Our double cabs were no match for the road.
The team at the Mara, led by field engineer Anthony Thuo, had to do everything possible to ensure that their customers were connected to the network.
We were forced even to hire tractors to go to the sites, just to ensure that our customers are up and running. And it did work. Of course, came with a sacrifice, because the journey is very long. We're talking almost triple the time it would take. Not to mention the discomfort of riding on top of a tractor.
The team also had to walk in muddy water to access some of the sites, which made their work difficult. Basically,
one of the things that I normally do is I always have a stick in my car and a rope. So you have to wade through the water, confirming the depths, that there is no unforeseen deep hole that you could get stuck. So some of the checks and measures is I have to remove my shoes, because of course gumboots are zitoshi, in case the water level is above my gumboots. So and then again I have a colleague of mine, najifunga kamba kwa waist nikienda, in case something happens. Yeah. So fortunately for this particular scenario, it did work.
The situation had to be salvaged as soon as possible though, as it affected individual customers and businesses that rely on Safaricom's services.
There's a particular town called Narok. I'm telling you, the moment it just goes off for a minute, they all call me because of M-PESA. So I mean, it's big for them. In fact, I have warriors who call me. That's because of M-PESA. So whenever it's down, it costs them big time.
During the El Nino, this proved to be a tall order, but he pushed through.
When you have the customer at heart and understand the importance of network, then it gives an extra push to ensure that they have the network. Because you put yourself in their shoes. How would you feel if you never had network? Someone is sick, you want to send them M-PESA, how do you do it? So that's the extra push that you get. And when you talk to a customer afterwards and they tell you how happy they are, I guess that is some satisfaction for us as engineers.
The El Nino rains lasted almost 3 months, which meant the network was intermittent almost every week. However, each time, the team worked swiftly to get it back up in the shortest time possible.
We are here to give an always-on network. We are here to give availability. Whenever you check, because you keep checking, we have KPIs, you can be able to monitor how many sites are down at this particular time, what is the availability of the cluster, what is the availability of the entire region. You can be able to check, and we kept checking that and seeing the sites restoring and counting, like there were 10, now we have 5 to go. Now we have, I know there were some, like 2 of them that really stayed. As we did the countdown, it was really encouraging and refreshing to see that we are back to giving the right services to our customers.
The satisfaction of seeing network is back up and seeing people in the community rejoicing that it's back up just does something to you that you really can't explain. And it all adds up where you do what you do at the end of the day. Helping solving people's problems, communication problems, and M-PESA. I mean, I remember when those warriors would call me when it's back up. It doesn't mean ukipita hapa chukua mbuzi.
Taking everything into account, there were a lot of learnings from the flood season.
I would say I was thrown into the deep end, and I really needed to learn how to swim very, very fast. So how do you do disaster management, how do you handle crisis, when the engineers call you and they say their vehicles have gotten stuck, how do you quickly get them help, because sometimes it's at night, they've gotten stuck. Our security, of course, is 24/7 supporting them, but you need to keep checking on them. Are they okay? We even had a warden system where we would keep checking, are our engineers okay? Because the way the floods were happening and people were getting carried away by the rainwater, you really need to keep communicating to ensure that your engineers were okay.
I guess we've learned a lot. As a company, we weren't very well prepared for the El Nino. We could have done better. We would have put enough measures in place to mitigate some of those effects. And those are some of the learnings which I carry with me, which I hope to use in the next rainy season.